This is Kat with Beadaholique, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use the baby jewel loom. Now if you're familiar with the jewel loom itself, this is the full size, and recently we have the baby jewel loom. So if I'm just going to kind of hold them end to end here, you can see that the baby is about half the size of the jewel loom. So you can do different types of projects. So for example, on the jewel loom, I have up here a couple of full loom bracelet projects here, and these are actually using our Miyuki designer palettes. So I have one example here and another here. And then if you'll notice, I wanted to do a loom focal, but instead of wasting all that thread on the full jewel loom, I was able to create this on the baby loom. And again, this uses all of our Miyuki palettes here. So I'm going to start something on the baby jewel loom, and I'm actually going to be making the pair of this earring here, and this is the Tortuga Earrings. So if you want to look at beadaholique.com, you'll be able to find the full tutorial there. But I just kind of want to start by talking about the baby jewel loom in relation to the full jewel loom. You'll notice the main difference is that there is no bar here, so it will remain curved. With the jewel loom, you'll get it and it'll be packed flat, and you'll have to actually insert this bar to give it that sort of shape. Now, mine's been in there for a little while, so it does retain that shape, but it will come flat to you. So, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put that back there. So you'll see how the jewel loom. And the nice thing about the baby loom is that it has the little pegs on the back there, which is where we're going to anchor our thread, but it actually provides a nice little stability on the table there for you. So I'm going to be using NYMO size D, and I'm just going to take a little bit off my spool here, flip over my loom, and I have a couple of threads left on there from my previous project, but I'm just going to tie a little double overhand knot right there. And this is just going to help to anchor the thread that I'm going to be adding to the loom there. All right. And now I'm just going to take my thread and just wrap it a couple times around there just to give it some anchor. There we go. So now I'm going to bring that thread, up and over, and I'm going to start it kind of off to the side there and find it in one of those little grooves. Now it doesn't need to match up completely because you'll see that it just needs to get across there. And then on the back, I'm going to wrap it around and then bring it up and forward. And let me kind of do this real quick and then I'll flip it over for you. So you want to have those nice little notches with your threads in them. Right up and over. And for this particular earring project here, I am doing 15 rows of beads across, 15 columns there. And I'm going to need 16 of these threads. So you just keep following the grooves and it fits really nicely in there. And I'm keeping good tension on those threads there. Just wrapping it around and up and over. And this is the exact same technique that you'll use when you're wrapping your regular jewel loom. So it's the exact same. All right, I'm going to go a little faster here. And if you want to, if you're feeling it's not anchored enough, you can always wrap it around again. Just make sure that you're getting your threads nice and tight. Up and over here. And I've totally lost count, so I'll have to go back and double count, but that's all right. All right. And what's nice about the jewel loom is you can see that I'm not skipping any grooves here, but let's say you wanted to use the loom with larger beads. You can skip over two if you like. So it actually works out to be a really nice little system here. All right, give me just a second. I want to count mine. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Perfect. All right. And my last one is 16. All right. So now I'm going to come and I'm going to wind it around a couple of times there. And I'm going to snip off my spool of thread, take my two little ends here, and just tie them together. And again, just wanting to keep good tension on there. And I'm just going to tie another knot. And you'll end up clipping all of this off in the end, but just you want to make sure your threads are nice and secure. All right. So now I have my loom all set and ready to go, and all those grooves are nicely placed there. So the only thing I have left to do here, and I'm just gonna do a little bit on camera here. I'm gonna kind of finish this off camera, but I just wanna show you how to fully start it. And this is actually a really fun little project, and I just wanna show you that there is also a booklet here that comes with your baby jewel loom, and it'll actually show you different ways that you can actually use wire with this as well. So this will help if you wanted to create some beautiful pieces. So this comes with your jewel loom. So lots of fun to be had with the baby loom, because imagine if you're doing something on wire and you're making a short piece, you definitely don't want to lose any of that wire, because wire can be expensive, and if you're making something, let's say out of sterling, you want it to be nice and cost effective as possible with as little waste as possible. All right, so let me just point out something to you really quick here. On this particular earring, you'll notice that I'm gonna start with a full row of blue beads, but what's gonna happen is those are gonna actually end up in that channel there. So for my first rows, I'm gonna pick up 15 of my blue beads here. And these Miyuki rounds are really, really nice. And like I said, I love using the palettes for especially loom work. It just makes the guesswork just so simple. You know, there is no guesswork. All right, so you can just see that I'm taking and placing it underneath and wanting to get my finger under there. And the first row is always the hardest because you're sort of setting up your loom. And just settle that in. Perfect, there we go. All right, oops, and I wiggled it. And I'm just gonna pull my thread through, making sure to leave a good long tail of about 8 inches or so, because you're gonna want that to tie in at the very end. And now taking my needle and just making sure to go above the threads. So you can see that I'm just taking my time, making sure that those seed beads sit above so that I don't have any fallout on the other side. There we go. So that is my first row. So I'm gonna do another row real quick here on camera, and this will be my last row. So I'm gonna do 2 white, and you can see I'm just following that first pattern there. 2 blue, 1 gold, 2 white, 1 gold, 2 white, 1 gold, 2 blue, and 2 white. All right, so now again, and I generally work right to left, but you can also, if you're left-handed or if you prefer, you can always go the other way as well, just as long as you're consistent throughout your piece. I just prefer to work this way, but you'll get the same effect both ways. So that's actually kind of, it's a nice little thing with the looms. All right. Oops, and I realized that I did not pick up my pattern correctly. I have 1 extra white bead. All right. There we go. All right. And now situate this guy up there, and see how much easier that one was to pop in there? Nice and easy. So I'm just gonna pull that through, and now string it back through the other way, making sure to stay on top of those threads. And there we go. My second row is now completed. So now you just continue on with the pattern that you want, and we have many finishing techniques that we talk about with the jewel loom. They will all be applicable to the baby loom as well, so you can always just snip that off. You can add leather pieces, you can add ribbon slides, which are just nice and a classic way to finish that off. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off camera, and then you'll be able to find the full tutorial at beadaholique.com, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit the subscribe button below.